On the chaotic space station of Zarnath, whispers circulate about the impossible bounty on the head of the ruthless mobster Frax. His name sends shivers through even the most seasoned bounty hunters. The air buzzes with tension in the dimly lit cantina, where various species congregate under the flickering neon lights. Tales of Frax's brutal retribution are exchanged like currency. A Duros bounty hunter recounts a story of a colleague who tried to collect the bounty only to disappear without a trace. Others nod in agreement, their eyes wide with fear. In the corner, Alex, a human bounty hunter, known for his audacity, sits quietly observing the scene around him. He is a newcomer to Zarnath, but his reputation precedes him. His history of daring feats has made him a figure of intrigue and skepticism alike. As he sips a drink, he overhears snippets of conversations filled with horror and disbelief at the idea of taking on Frax. He leans back in his chair, a smirk playing on his lips. This is the kind of challenge he craves. As the tales grow darker and more exaggerated, Alex decides to make his move. He stands up and raises his voice, cutting through the chatter. He addresses the room with a confidence that draws attention. He announces that he intends to collect the bounty on Frax's head. The cantina falls silent. A collective gasp ripples through the crowd. Disbelief paints the faces of the seasoned hunters who once laughed at the thought of anyone daring to take on Frax. One of the oldest bounty hunters, a reptilian creature named Zax, approaches Alex with a mix of admiration and pity. He warns him of Frax's cunning and the merciless forces at his disposal. Zax's scales glimmer under the light as he speaks, urging Alex to reconsider the life expectancy of those who dared to cross. Frax is measured in moments, not days. Alex listens intently, but his determination only grows stronger. Intrigued by Alex's bravado, a small group of aliens gathers around him, whispering among themselves. Some question his sanity, while others seem drawn to his fearless demeanor. A tall, lanky alien with sharp features introduces himself as Rin, a former pilot who once worked for Frax. He shares chilling stories of the mobster's power and reach. The fear in his voice is palpable, yet Alex's resolve remains unshaken. As the crowd begins to disperse, Alex feels a surge of adrenaline. He knows he needs more information to succeed. He approaches Rin with a proposition. He offers a deal. If Rin helps him gather intel on Frax, he will ensure Rin's safety from any remaining threats. The alien hesitates, clearly torn between fear and a desire for redemption. Finally, after a long pause, Rin nods his agreement, a flicker of hope igniting in his eyes. Alex's reputation as a formidable hunter has intrigued him. Despite the risks they face together, they could uncover the truth behind Frax's empire and possibly find a way to bring him down. With a newfound ally, Alex leaves the cantina feeling invigorated. The shadows of doubt that once clouded his mind have been dispelled. He navigates the bustling corridors of Zarnath, a plan forming in his mind. His heart races as he contemplates the challenges ahead and the risks that come with pursuing such a dangerous quarry. The thrill of the hunt courses through his veins, igniting a fire that drives him forward. As they step into the underbelly of the station, Alex knows that the path ahead will be fraught with peril, but he is ready to face whatever comes his way. He is determined to prove that a human can defy the odds in a galaxy where fear reigns supreme and no one. As Alex and Rin delve deeper into the underbelly of Zarnath, the atmosphere shifts from uncertainty to a palpable sense of urgency. They navigate narrow, dimly lit corridors, filled with the stench of unwashed bodies and the hum of illicit deals taking place behind closed doors. Alex can feel the weight of the station pressing down on him. Each step echoes with the stories of those who have come before him. Rin leads the way, his eyes darting around as they approach a hidden enclave known for housing information brokers and spies. The walls are adorned with holographic displays showing the faces of wanted criminals and bounties that hang in the balance. Alex can feel the thrill of danger coursing through him. Every corner holds the potential for discovery or disaster. Inside the enclave, they find a diverse collection of beings huddled around tables discussing trade and treachery. The atmosphere is thick with tension, and the air crackles with the potential for conflict. Alex approaches a table where a three-eyed creature named Freck sits. He is known for his vast network of contacts and knowledge of the criminal underworld. Vreck's many eyes glint with interest as Alex introduces himself and explains his intent to collect the bounty on Vrax. The alien leans back, crossing his arms, a slow smile spreading across his face. He clearly enjoys the audacity of Alex's ambition. He agrees to share what he knows, but demands a price that will require a significant risk. As negotiations unfold, Alex feels the adrenaline build. He offers a rare piece of technology in exchange for information about Vrax's operation. Vreck's eyes widen with greed as he weighs the offer. Finally, he nods and reveals crucial details about Vrax's territory, including hidden entrances and the mobster's most trusted lieutenants. With the intel secured, Alex and Rin leave the enclave, both feeling the weight of what lies ahead. They now have a clearer picture of Vrax's empire, but the challenge is far from over. The risks involved in confronting such a powerful figure are greater than they anticipated. As they walk through the crowded streets of Zarnath, Alex contemplates their next move. He knows they need more allies if they are to stand a chance against Vrax's forces. He turns to Rin and suggests they recruit others who have grievances against the mobster. Rin nods in agreement, recalling a group of rebels who have suffered under Vrax's rule. He describes their base, hidden within the depths of the station, a place where outcasts and those seeking vengeance gather together. Alex feels a spark of hope. If they can unite these individuals, they might have a fighting chance. They make their way through the twisting alleys of Zarnath until they reach the entrance to the rebel base, a hidden door concealed behind a pile of crates. Rin knocks in a specific rhythm, and the door creaks open, revealing a dimly lit chamber filled with weary faces. Inside, the rebels listen intently as Alex outlines their plan to take down Vrax. He shares the intel they've gathered and speaks passionately about the need for unity against tyranny. The room is filled with skepticism, but as Alex's words resonate, a fire ignites in the eyes of the weary rebels. One by one, they begin to speak, sharing their own experiences of loss and suffering at the hands of Vrax. Their voices rise in a chorus of anger and determination. Alex can see the shift in energy and knows they are beginning to rally behind a common cause. As the meeting concludes, Alex feels a sense of purpose solidifying within him. He is no longer just a lone bounty hunter, but the spark igniting a rebellion against a tyrant. The stakes have never been higher, and with each ally gained, they inch closer to confronting the infamous mobster Vrax. With the rebels rallied and their determination ignited, Alex feels a surge of hope coursing through him as he stands before them in the dimly lit chamber. They have begun to trust him, and that trust is a powerful weapon against Vrax. The atmosphere crackles with energy as they discuss strategies and potential risks. Every face reflects a mixture of fear and resolve. Over the next few days, Alex and Rin work tirelessly to prepare the group for the challenges ahead. They strategize, gather equipment, and train the rebels in combat techniques. Alex realizes that many of them lack experience, but their spirit is unbreakable. Each training session fuels their desire for revenge against the mobster who has oppressed them for so long. During a break in training, Alex takes a moment to reflect on the growing bond he has formed with the rebels. Their shared experiences of loss and hardship have created a camaraderie that strengthens their resolve. He knows that they are not just fighting for themselves, but for each other and for a chance at freedom. As they continue their preparations, Alex decides to organize a reconnaissance mission to gather more information about Vrax's stronghold. He understands that knowing the enemy's layout is crucial for their success. Rin volunteers to join him, knowing the station well. He can help navigate the labyrinthine corridors. The two set off under the cover of darkness, using a stolen shuttle to approach Vrax's heavily guarded territory. Their hearts race with the thrill of danger as they glide through the shadows of the station. They arrive at a hidden vantage point overlooking Vrax's stronghold, a sprawling complex filled with guards and security measures. From their perch, Alex observes the movements of Vrax's men, noting their patterns and weaknesses. Rin points out potential entry points that could be exploited for a surprise attack. Alex's mind races as he formulates plans in real time. A feeling of exhilaration washes over him. Suddenly, a loud commotion erupts from the stronghold, drawing their attention. Alex and Rin lean in closer, peering through the darkness to catch a glimpse of what is happening. A group of Vrax's enforcers drag a prisoner toward the entrance. The prisoner is battered and bloodied. The sight ignites a fire of rage within Alex. He feels a surge of empathy for the captive, who is likely another victim of Vrax's cruelty. He turns to Rin, and they exchange a knowing glance, understanding that their mission is more than just about the bounty. It is about saving lives and delivering justice. Just as they prepare to leave their hiding spot, a high-pitched alarm suddenly blares, echoing through the air. The guards scramble into action, their lights scanning the area. Alex and Rin instinctively duck behind cover, hearts pounding in their chests. They realize their time is running out. They need to return to the rebel base with the intel they have gathered as the guards search the vicinity. Rin pulls Alex closer and whispers that they must split up to avoid capture. Alex nods, knowing that this is a dangerous risk, but it's their best chance. With a plan in mind, they stealthily slip away into the shadows. Rin heads one way, while Alex takes a different path, making his way back to the shuttle. He navigates through narrow passageways, keeping low and moving quickly. Every sound sends adrenaline rushing through his veins. Finally reaching the shuttle, he quickly initiates the launch sequence, breathing a sigh of relief as the engines hum to life. He watches as the stronghold fades into the distance, knowing they have gathered crucial information that could turn the tide in their fight against Vrax. As they return to the rebel base, Alex feels a renewed sense of purpose. The pieces are falling into place, and with the right strategy, they can finally confront the mobster who has terrorized them for too long. The stakes have never been higher, and victory is within their grasp. Back at the rebel base, Alex shares the intel gathered during the reconnaissance mission. The room buzzes with energy as he outlines Vrax's stronghold layout and security measures. The rebels listen intently, taking notes and asking questions as Alex details potential entry points and weaknesses he has identified. Rin stands beside him, providing additional context about the guards' routines and suggesting strategies to create distractions during the attack. The group quickly begins brainstorming ideas, their voices overlapping in a whirlwind of plans and counterplans. A sense of urgency hangs in the air as they realize the time for action is drawing near. Among the rebels, a fierce alien warrior named Kale steps forward, her eyes burning with determination. She proposes a diversion strategy, using a series of explosives to draw guards away from key entry points. The idea resonates with the group, and they eagerly discuss the logistics of acquiring the necessary materials. Alex feels a thrill of excitement as the rebels take ownership of the plan, their confidence growing with each passing moment. He knows that their passion will be their greatest weapon against Vrax. The walls that once confined them are beginning to crumble. Over the next few days, the rebels work tirelessly, gathering supplies, building makeshift explosives, and reinforcing their combat skills. Alex organizes training sessions, focusing on tactics and teamwork. Each session brings the group closer together, forging bonds of trust and resilience. As the day of the assault approaches, the atmosphere in the base shifts from anxiety to anticipation. The rebels feel empowered and ready to confront the monster who has terrorized them for far too long. Alex takes a moment to reflect on how far they have come since that first meeting in the cantina. The camaraderie among the rebels has become a source of strength. On the eve of the attack, Alex gathers everyone for a final briefing, their faces illuminated by flickering lights. As he lays out the plan in detail, he emphasizes the importance of sticking to the strategy and supporting one another during the chaos. With everyone on the same page, they share a moment of silence, each person lost in their thoughts, contemplating the risks ahead and the sacrifices they might need to make. Alex feels the weight of responsibility on his shoulders, knowing that their lives depend on the success of this mission. As dawn breaks, the rebels prepare for battle. Adrenaline coursing through their veins, they suit up, gathering weapons and equipment, checking their gear for the final time. The air is thick with tension, but also a sense of hope and purpose. They board their shuttle, moving stealthily toward Vrax's stronghold. The familiar shadows of Zarnath slip away as they approach the enemy territory. Alex takes a deep breath, focusing on the task at hand. He knows that failure is not an option. Arriving at the designated drop-off point, they quietly exit the shuttle, their hearts pounding as they form a tight-knit line, ready to execute the plan they had practiced so meticulously. Alex signals for silence, and they begin to move through the darkness toward their target. With stealth and precision, they navigate the shadows, approaching the first entry point. Alex's mind races as he recalls the layout he studied. Vrax's guards stand at their posts, unaware of the impending assault. As they reach the first set of guards, Kale takes charge, positioning the rebels behind cover. Alex can feel the tension rising as they prepare to execute the diversion. The explosives are set and ready. With a nod from Alex, Kale triggers the devices. The explosions erupt with a deafening roar, sending shockwaves through the air. The guards scramble into action, rushing toward the noise, leaving their posts vulnerable. Seizing the opportunity, Alex leads the charge forward, the rebels following his lead. Adrenaline surging as they burst into the stronghold. The battle has begun, and the moment they have been preparing for has finally arrived. As the rebels surge into the stronghold, chaos erupts around them. The sound of explosions reverberates through the corridors, lighting up the darkness with flashes of fire and debris. Alex leads the charge, his heart pounding as he moves with purpose, adrenaline coursing through his veins. They split into two groups, one moving toward the control room to disable security systems, while the other heads deeper into the complex, searching for Vrax and his lieutenants. Alex feels the weight of responsibility heavy on his shoulders, knowing that their success hinges on their ability to work together. The first group quickly encounters a small squad of Vrax's guards stationed at a checkpoint. The rebels spring into action. Kale and Rin take the lead, launching themselves into the fray, their combat skills on full display as they engage the enemy. The sound of blaster fire fills the air, mixing with the shouts of the guards caught off guard. Alex stays close to Rin as they move in tandem, covering each other's backs, their training paying off as they navigate the chaos. The rebels fight fiercely, determined to reclaim their freedom. Every blow struck is fueled by years of oppression and suffering. As they push through the guards, Alex catches sight of a narrow hallway leading to the control room. He gestures for Rin to follow, and they sprint down the corridor, dodging incoming fire, their hearts racing with anticipation. Inside the control room, they find a lone technician desperately trying to restore order amidst the chaos. Alex and Rin move swiftly, catching the technician off guard. They managed to subdue him before he can raise the alarm, and quickly set to work disabling the security systems. Rin hacks into the main console, fingers flying over the controls as alarms blare and lights flash. Alex keeps watch, scanning the doorway for any signs of approaching guards. The tension in the air is electric as they work against the clock. After what feels like an eternity, Ryan finally exclaims that he has successfully disabled the security systems. A wave of relief washes over Alex. They now have a fighting chance to navigate the stronghold without the looming threat of additional reinforcements. Meanwhile, the second group of rebels has made significant progress. They clash with Vrax's lieutenants, fierce combat erupting in the hallways, the air thick with smoke and the acrid scent of burning metal. Alex knows they need to regroup with the others to maximize their chances of finding Vrax. He motions for Rin to follow him back into the corridor. They navigate through the wreckage and chaos, staying low and moving quickly as they make their way toward the sounds of battle echoing through the stronghold. Finally, they reach the main atrium, where the fighting has intensified. Rebels and guards are locked in a brutal confrontation. Blaster fire illuminating the darkened space. Alex spots Kale leading a group against one of Vrax's most notorious enforcers, a hulking alien known for his brutality. Without hesitation, Alex joins the fray. He throws himself into the battle with fervor, knowing that every moment counts as they engage the enforcer. His sheer size is intimidating, but the rebels fight as a unit, coordinating their attacks to overwhelm their foe. As the fight rages on, Alex catches a glimpse of a shadowy figure slipping away through a side corridor. His instincts kick in. As he realizes it could be Vrax, he shouts to Rin and Kale, urging them to hold the line while he pursues the figure. With adrenaline pumping through his veins, he races down the corridor, dodging blaster fire and debris. He pushes himself to run faster, determined to confront the mobster who has caused so much suffering. As he reaches the end of the corridor, he finds himself in a dimly lit chamber. His heart races as he scans the room for any sign of Vrax. He feels the tension in the air, the anticipation of the confrontation building within him. Suddenly a voice echoes through the chamber, dripping with disdain. It is Vrax himself standing before Alex with a smug expression. The mobster's presence fills the room with an oppressive weight, and Alex knows this is the moment he has been preparing for. As Alex stands before Vrax, the air thickens with tension. The mobster's smug expression reveals both confidence and amusement, his eyes glinting with malice as he sizes up the human who dares to challenge him. Alex feels a surge of determination and fear intertwining in his chest. He knows this confrontation will define everything. Vrax takes a step forward, his voice dripping with condescension, as he mocks Alex's audacity to come here to confront him alone. He speaks of the countless hunters who have tried and failed to claim his bounty, their fates serving as a stark warning. The mobster's words hang in the air, a dark promise of violence. Alex clenches his fists, readying himself for the battle that is about to unfold. He won't let Vrax intimidate him. He has come too far and sacrificed too much to back down now. He takes a deep breath and counters, with steely resolve, reminding Vrax that he is not like the others. With a dismissive wave, Vrax suddenly lunges forward, catching Alex off guard. The mobster's strength is overwhelming. As he swings a heavy fist aimed directly at Alex's face, the impact sends him sprawling against the wall, the force knocking the wind out of him. Gasping for breath, Alex scrambles to regain his footing. The realization that this fight will require every ounce of his skill and strategy washes over him. He can't let fear dictate his actions. He must think clearly and adapt to the situation. As Vrax advances, Alex rolls to the side, narrowly avoiding another powerful strike. He quickly assesses the chamber, searching for anything he can use to his advantage. His eyes fall on a discarded blaster lying on the ground, and he lunges for it, grabbing it just in time. With the weapon in hand, Alex fires at Vrax, but the mobster's reflexes are astonishing. He dodges the blast with ease, the energy bolt ricocheting off the wall and illuminating the room in a flash of light. Vrax laughs mockingly, clearly relishing the challenge as he circles Alex like a predator. Alex knows he needs to keep moving. He darts around the room, using the furniture as cover, trying to keep Vrax from getting too close. He fires again, forcing the mobster to duck behind a pillar. His heart pounds with adrenaline as he realizes he has bought himself a moment to think. The rebels are still battling outside, the sounds of chaos echoing through the stronghold, but Alex knows this fight is personal. He must defeat Vrax to end the tyranny that has plagued the galaxy for too long. Gathering his courage, Alex remembers the training he received from the rebels. He can't rely solely on brute force. He needs strategy and cunning. He decides to use the environment to his advantage. He maneuvers around the chamber, leading Vrax into a trap. As the mobster charges forward, Alex positions himself behind a stack of crates and waits for the right moment. As Vrax comes into view, Alex takes aim and fires again. The shot strikes true, hitting Vrax in the shoulder. and causing him to stumble back in surprise. Alex seizes the opportunity, rushing forward with renewed vigor, determined to press the advantage. He tackles Vrax to the ground, the two grappling for control as the fight becomes a desperate struggle. Vrax snarls in anger, pushing back against Alex's weight, their bodies entwined as they roll across the floor, fists flying. Alex feels the adrenaline surge through him, driving him to fight harder. He knows this is a pivotal moment. With a final burst of strength, Alex manages to gain the upper hand, pinning Vrax beneath him. He raises the blaster, aiming it directly at the mobster's face. The victorious fire in his eyes clashes with Vrax's expression of disbelief. In that moment, everything hangs in the balance as Alex stands poised to deliver justice for all who have suffered at Vrax's hands. He knows he has the power to change the course of their lives forever, and he is ready to see it through to the end. As the blaster fires, the energy bolt strikes Vrax squarely in the chest. The force of the shot sends him crashing back against the wall, his body slumping to the ground. The moment is surreal. Time seems to freeze as the reality of what has just transpired settles over Alex like a heavy cloak. Vrax's eyes widen in shock and disbelief as the life drains from his face. He gasps for breath, struggling to comprehend the finality of his fate. Alex watches as the mobster's arrogance crumbles, leaving behind only a hollow shell of the power he once wielded. For a brief moment, all is silent. The distant sounds of battle fade away as Alex stands there in stunned silence, staring down at the figure who had terrorized so many lives. The weight of victory washes over him, but it is tinged with the gravity of loss and sacrifice. As he takes a step back, his heart still racing, the reality of the fight sinks in. This was not just a personal battle, it was a fight for freedom, for the countless lives that had been shattered by Vrax's reign of terror. Alex feels a rush of emotions flooding through him: relief, anger, sadness, and a newfound sense of purpose. Just then, the distant sounds of footsteps and shouts echo through the corridor, snapping him back to the present. He realizes that they are not out of danger yet. Reinforcements will soon arrive. Vrax may be defeated, but the battle is far from over. With urgency, Alex turns and rushes toward the main atrium, where the rebels are still engaged in combat. He knows he needs to regroup with them to ensure their safety and to solidify their victory. As he navigates through the stronghold, the chaos surrounds him, the sounds of blaster fire and shouts echoing in his ears. He pushes through the corridors, moving swiftly and quietly, every instinct telling him to remain alert. Reaching the atrium, Alex sees the fierce battle still raging. The rebels have fought valiantly, but they are outnumbered, and the tide could easily turn against them. He spots Kel and Rin leading a group against Vrax's remaining enforcers, their faces set with determination. Without hesitation, Alex joins the fray, his presence reigniting the rebels' spirits. As they see him back in action, they rally around him, pushing forward with renewed vigor, knowing that their leader has faced Vrax and emerged victorious. The fight intensifies as the rebels push back against Vrax's forces, the element of surprise now in their favor. They use the confusion to their advantage, striking hard and fast, each rebel fueled by the knowledge that their oppressor has been defeated. As they gain ground, Alex finds himself fighting alongside Kel and Rin. They coordinate their attacks with precision, working as a well-oiled machine. Every blow struck is a testament to their training and camaraderie forged in the fires of battle. But the numbers are still against them, and Alex knows they need a decisive move to turn the tide. He glances toward the entrance of the atrium and sees a large supply crate filled with explosives. He remembers the rebels' earlier plan. With a surge of adrenaline, he shouts to Kale and Rin, pointing toward the crate. They quickly understand, and together they push through the fray toward the supplies. Alex's heart races as he dodges incoming fire, each step bringing them closer to victory. Reaching the crate, they hastily begin to rig the explosives. Kel takes the lead while Alex keeps watch for any approaching guards. Rin helps by gathering additional supplies, their movements frantic yet focused as the seconds tick away. Just as they finish setting the explosives, a group of Vrax's enforcers charges into the atrium, their eyes filled with fury as they see the rebels preparing to make their stand. Alex knows they need to act fast. With a nod from Kale, Alex takes a deep breath and yells for the rebels to fall back as he triggers the detonator. The explosives erupt with a deafening roar, sending shockwaves through the stronghold and collapsing the entrance behind them, sealing their fate and marking a turning point in the battle. As the explosion reverberates through the stronghold, debris raining down the entrance collapses, sealing off Vrax's remaining enforcers. Alex watches as the dust and smoke fill the air, a mixture of relief and exhilaration surging through him. The rebels have gained a crucial advantage, but the fight is far from over. The shockwave from the blast sends several of Vrax's men sprawling to the ground, confusion spreading among their ranks. Alex quickly rallies the rebels, encouraging them to push forward. The time for hesitation is over. They must capitalize on their momentum and drive the enemy back. With renewed vigor, the rebels charge into the fray, their spirits lifted by the sight of their fallen oppressors' forces. Faltering, they fight with a ferocity that surprises even themselves. Every strike and shot fired is infused with the desire for freedom and revenge. Alex moves through the chaos, focusing on the enforcers as they regroup, their fear evident. As they witness their leaders defeat, the rebels press their advantage, pressing hard against the disarrayed foes. Alex fights side by side with Kale and Rin, the three of them, an unstoppable force. Kale's combat skills shine as she dispatches one enforcer after another, her movements fluid and precise, while Rin provides covering fire, ensuring that no enemy can flank them. Alex feels a sense of pride knowing they have become a cohesive unit, united in their fight for justice. Just when it seems like victory is within reach, a new wave of guards enters the atrium, bolstered by fresh reinforcements. The tides begin to shift as the rebels are met with renewed resistance. The energy in the room changes from hope to desperation. Alex realizes they cannot allow this resurgence to derail their progress. He shouts for the rebels to regroup and form a defensive line. They must hold their ground and push back against this new wave of attackers. As the battle rages on, Alex takes a moment to survey the chaos around him. He sees both the determination and the fear in the faces of his comrades. The struggle for freedom is not without cost, but they have come too far to falter now. Summoning every ounce of courage, he leads the charge, once more pushing toward the heart of the fray. He fights fiercely, taking down enemies, one after another, refusing to let despair seep in. Their goal is in sight, and he won't let them lose it. In the thick of the battle, Alex catches sight of a familiar face among the enforcers, the technician from the control room. He remembers the fear in the being's eyes as they had subdued him. Alex realizes that not all of Vrax's men are ruthless monsters. Some are simply trapped in the web of fear and power that has ensnared them. With a newfound resolve, Alex calls out to the technician, urging them to join the rebels to fight against the tyranny that